Have you ever been asked to create a research title and suddenly your brain says, Ma'am, pwede bang ikaw na lang gumawa? Don't worry. Creating a research title may seem difficult at first, but once you understand what makes a good title, it becomes much easier.
Welcome to my channel, Science with a Touch of Hugot. Let's explore, discover short stories, and discover ourselves.
Today, we're going to learn how to create an effective research title. And remember, parang research title lang ang love life. Dapat specific, clear, at hindi misleading. What is a research title? A research title is the name or heading of a research study. It gives the reader an immediate idea about what the research is about. For example, effect of water temperature on the rate of sugar dissolution. Just by reading the title, we already have an idea about the study. We know that the researcher is investigating water temperature, sugar dissolution, and the possible relationship between them. So, a good title gives your reader a preview of your research. Why do we need a good research title? Because the title is usually one of the first things people see. Imagine you're browsing research papers. You see this title? An investigation. Investigation of what? Plants? Robots? Students? The disappearance of your classroom snacks? We don't know. Now compare it with effect of soil moisture on the growth of pechay. Much clearer, right? The second title immediately tells us what the study is about. So your title should help your reader understand your research without having to read the entire paper. Characteristics of a good research title. A good research title should be clear. The title should be easy to understand. Avoid words that are confusing or too complicated. Instead of investigation regarding certain factors affecting plant development. Try effect of light intensity on the growth of pechay. Much clearer. Specific. Your title should identify exactly what you are studying. For example, effects of technology on students. That's too broad. What technology? What students? Effects on what? Instead, effect of smartphone use on the study habits of grade 8 students. Now we have a more specific topic. Concise. A research title should not be unnecessarily long. Remember, clear doesn't mean extremely long. You don't need to tell the entire story in your title. Think of your title as a summary, not the whole research paper. Relevant. Your title should directly represent your research problem. If your study is about soil moisture and plant growth, don't create a title about rainfall, temperature, and air pollution unless those are actually part of your study. Your title and your research should match. Informative. A good title should provide useful information about the study. Ideally, the reader should be able to identify important elements such as what is being studied, what variables are involved, who or what is being studied, where or when is it applicable if necessary.
Identify the variables. One of the easiest ways to create a research title is to identify your variables first. Let's say we're studying plant growth. Our independent variable, amount of water, dependent variable, growth of pechay. We can create effective amount of water on the growth of pechay. Another example, independent variable, type of fertilizer, dependent variable, growth of tomato plants. Possible title. Effect of different types of fertilizer on the growth of tomato plants. See how identifying the variables helps us construct the title. A simple formula. Here's a useful pattern for experimental research. Effect of independent variable on dependent variable. For example, effect of water temperature on the rate of sugar dissolution. Independent variable. Water temperature. Dependent variable. Rate of sugar dissolution. Another example, effect of different amount of water on the growth of pechay. Independent variable, amount of water. Dependent variable, growth of pechay. Simple! Title for descriptive research. Not all research studies are experiments. For descriptive research, you might focus on a condition characteristic, behavior, perception, or experience. For example, study habits of grade 8 students, or social media use among grade 8 students, or students' perceptions of online learning. The important thing is that the title clearly communicates the focus of the study. Common mistakes in research titles. Let's look at some common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Too broad. Technology and students. That's way too broad. What technology? What aspect of students? Instead, relationship between smartphone use and study habits among grade 8 students. Mistake number 2. Too vague. A study about plants. Okay, but what about plants? Growth? Photosynthesis? Water requirements? Fertilizers? We need more information. Mistake number 3. Too long. Sometimes students think, if I make my title longer, it will sound more scientific. Not necessarily. A title should be complete but concise. Mistake number 4. Unnecessary words. Avoid unnecessary phrases such as a study of, an investigation into, a research about, when they don't add useful information. For example, a study of the effect of water temperature on sugar dissolution. Better. Effect of water temperature on sugar dissolution. Shorter and cleaner. Okay, students, your turn. Suppose you want to investigate whether the amount of sunlight affects the growth of peche. What could be your research title? Pause the video and create your own title. Okay, let's check. One possible answer is effect of sunlight exposure on the growth of peche. Your wording may be different, and that's okay, as long as your title clearly represents your study. Let's do another one. You want to investigate whether different types of paper affect the strength of a paper bridge. Think about independent variable, type of paper, dependent variable, strength of the paper bridge. Now create your title. Possible answer. Effect of different types of paper on the strength of a paper bridge. Not bad. You're getting the hang of it. Hugot moment. And remember,
Parang research title lang ang buhay. Kapag hindi ka specific sa gusto mo, maraming variables ang pwedeng pumasok.
and another one. A good research title is like a good relationship.
Clear, specific, and walang mixed signals.
Quick check. Before you finalize your research title, ask yourself, 1. Is it clear? Can someone understand what my research is about? 2. Is it specific? Does it identify the focus of my study? 3. Is it concise? Did I avoid unnecessary words? 4. Is it relevant? Does the title match my research problem? 5. Are the variables correctly identified? If you're conducting experimental research, can you identify the independent and dependent variables? If your answer is yes to all 5, you're on the right track. So, students, remember, a research title is more than just a name. It is a short description of your research. A good research title should be clear, specific, concise, relevant, and informative. Don't try to make your title sound complicated. Make it understandable. Because in research,
Hindi kailangan ng malalim na title. Kailangan lang malinaw kung ano ang iyong pag-aaralan.
and that's how you create an effective research title.
Thank you for learning with me today. Remember, biggest classroom. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons. Keep finding the Hugot in every day. See you in the next lesson.